Hi guys, welcome to this video about the total cost of an not an in-ground spa but an above ground spa. So the in-ground spas are a little bit more expensive, of course. Yeah, much more expensive. They can be up to 10,000 or maybe even more. But regarding maintenance, even when people are saying they require a lot of maintenance, I mean, when after 10 years, if you have to replace pipes, or after 20 years or 30 years, so it will be a lot of cost. But apart from that, like usually you don't have any extra cost because all the maintenance, chemical and everything will be covered by the cost of the pool which you have anyway. It doesn't matter if you do the chemicals for a pool including spa or without spa. There's almost no difference, and if you have a pool guy, he takes care. Probably there's not no difference in price, or not much difference in price. But when it comes to above ground spas, and especially these inflatable spas which are really cheap, then you have to expect some more cost than what you see on the price tag. So here we have a really nice Intex 77-inch pure spa. It's a portable inflatable spa. It has even bubbles. Yeah, that's really nice. Really works. I mean, it has all the advantages or disadvantages which come with an inflatable spa. I'm not going into details again. I've done another video. If you're interested into that, you can watch these things. But yeah, it's really nice. I mean, it's not a real beauty, but it's not ugly. It's pretty stable. It's working reliable. As far as I can see, most of the functions are okay. It's not a really fancy thing which you have like a programmable timer and so on. And I would like to have a few more things with the control panel, of course. A few additional functionality like a timer and other stuff, and a light, maybe a light or so. Yeah. But apart from that, it's really good. Of course, it doesn't come with the nice girls, but it has it has everything what you need to to go. So there's actually nothing which you need if you are just like, if you need that for a week or so and you want just to have a little bit of fun, you can buy this $374 and it will work right away. You can use it for a week or two, but after a week or two you will notice there are some things which you will need, and these things come together. Yeah, I haven't counted everything together, but I guess this is at least has another price of about, let's say, 100 to $150, and so I'm going into these things right now. So let's start with the first thing. That's light. That's the Intex Pure Spa battery multicolored LED light for bubble spa. Yeah, I mean, I've already ordered this, but I didn't get it so far, so I will get it this week, and then I will definitely make a video about that, how this works. I'm curious to learn how this can be attached, because I didn't see any screws or something like that. Maybe it's magnetic, but it was not mentioned in the listing. So, but you definitely will need a light when you intend to use it in the evening or night. So because yeah, it's no fun when you don't have a light in the water during the night. not in the pool and not in the spa. You definitely need a light. There are some floating lights available. I've bought one a couple of years ago for $10, floating light, but it's a little bit of pain. And usually the biggest problem with these lights, pool lights, or that they get water. So most of the lights which you buy for $10, even when they say it's waterproof, they are not really waterproof. They leak after a couple of hours, or at least after a couple of hours they usually leak. I mean, they won't leak within minutes, but so you have to, when you are in a spa for half an hour or so, you have to take out the light, you have to open it, you have to dry it, and it's a little bit pain. So this one has um, good reviews, so I think um, should be good. So but yeah, we'll see. Next thing is something like a mesh. You will definitely need a mesh, or yeah, like a net, something to yeah, take out things like dirt, which you, yeah, if you, like say you don't have the lid on all the time, or when you go in and out, especially children go in and out, so over time it accumulates some dirt definitely, and you need to get rid of it. I have been using a hose, a small hose. Yeah, and that worked pretty well. Maybe I will do another video about that. But apart from that, uh, something like this is really good to, and you need to have a, first thing what you need to have a fine, really fine mesh, so, or they say ultra fine mesh. So something with white mesh doesn't help, of course, and it's good to have something like this, where you can adjust the length when you have like an original pool pole, which is yeah, 60-inch or something like that. It's way too long, so you need something smaller, and this is flexible. For me it looks like this could be perfect. This is another thing. Yeah, chemicals are a big thing, so maybe you have something already from your existing pool. If you don't have, you need almost everything. I mean, pH up, pH down, at least chlorine shock. Yeah, I mean, do you need all the stuff? I mean, there is like um, there is so much more you can buy, like alkalinity increaser, or chlorine, what's they called, stabilizer, and such things. I think it's not needed. So, but I would at least use some chlorine, or maybe some 6-in-1. I mean, there are from Clorox, you can buy these things. Clorox, from, you can get it even from Walmart or Publix or whatever, any kind of supermarket, and it will have almost everything. Yeah, so you can keep the water sanitized and clean. And what I recommend, just exchange the water every now and then. So I'm planning to drain the water and refill it every month. Maybe I will do it even every 2 weeks or so. I will see how it turns out. But instead of putting too much chemicals in it, I'm planning to just replace the water every now and then. And I think it's not a bad idea. But you definitely will need at least some chlorine tabs. And also, to make sure that you do not put in too much chlorine or too much from any other kind of chemical, you will need some pool and spa test strips. Um, so this is not a good one. This is one I've been testing and I totally disliked it. So I will put down in the description a list of good stuff and definitely not of bad stuff, and this is bad stuff, so I will put down a link for good test strips and not these ones. But you will need test strips. I mean, you can also buy this at the supermarket or Pinch a Penny or whatever, but you will definitely need that, especially at the beginning. I mean, after some time you will get used to that, how much you need, how much chlorine you need, but at the beginning, especially when you are used to a pool, then the amount of chlorine and other things are way lower with a spa. I mean, the amount of water is probably 1 to 50, so pool has 50 times more water and needs 50 times more chlorine, more or less, just rule of thumb. So what you also need is maybe a light outside. So if you have a pool outside, and maybe it's okay to have a swim. I mean, you have usually a light in the pool, maybe at a location, but at a location where you now have the inflatable spa, maybe there's no light, and so you could maybe need something like that. I've been uh, installing this yesterday and it looks pretty good so far, so no complaints. I've done another video about that, and this looks really versatile. There are not many solar lights which has three options, two automatic and one like manual. It looks really good, and the solar panel is huge and the light is bright, and yeah, I really like it so far. And yeah, what you might need is a seat. Yeah, you will be surprised, but maybe, yeah, it's not visible here, but I can go back maybe to, hold on, when we go back to the spa, you will be surprised how high the back or the outer walls are of the spa. And when you have nothing in it, I mean, check out the pictures. you you don't see anybody just sitting. I mean, they are sitting on the rim. This lady is yeah, isn't sitting in. I mean, yeah, maybe these pictures show something, but it's hard to guess if, I mean, it's just a paint. That's not a real picture. And so, and here you have, yeah, I mean, this is not a real picture either. The woman is really tall, or she is using uh, a spa seat. Yeah, so if you are not super tall, or yeah, so usually, especially with most of the spas, inflatable spas, you will need an you will need some kind of seat. I mean, you can sit down even when you're using. I mean, I've I'm using the minimal water height, and it's okay. I can easily sit, and it's, I mean, the water is not too high, um, and I can barely look above the walls, and I'm not I'm not super small. I mean, I'm average high, and yeah, it looks, when you're sitting in a spa, it looks, when you're not having a seat or not super tall, it looks like you're in a cage, in a yeah, or in a prison, or yeah, it feels somehow strange. I mean, you will probably feel comfortable for a while, but then you probably want something where you can sit relaxed and have your arms straight. So If you are average size and you don't use a seat, there's no way you can have your arms on the side walls like this, and this makes you probably a little bit tired over time. It's just $24, but it's another 24 or $25. So yeah, this is definitely something you have to think about. Next thing is the Intex Pure Spa headrest. I've been ordering this, but I've been returning because for me it was too big. Uh, Here it looks like comfortable, but I think this picture is somehow fake because the lady is her back is like this, and she doesn't have her back straight. If you have your back straight, then you feel this headrest is too thick. So for me it was absolutely uncomfortable. Maybe you will like it. I mean, it's just $7. It's not much, but I didn't like it. And you can see the seat has 4 stars, or even more than. It has an average of 4.4 stars. The This thing here, it has an average of 3.1 stars. So I guess yeah, I'm not the only one who is a little bit complaining. It should be more flat. Maybe it's impossible to produce that. So, but you have to know. Yeah, it could be maybe not perfect for you. Another thing which is definitely perfect is this beverage, this cup holder. It's called Intex Pure Spa cup holder. Two standard size beverage containers, yeah, that fit easily. For a standard size water bottle, it's a little bit too big. I mean, too big. You can it fits, yeah. It's just not tight or something like that, but if you're not playing around like crazy, it won't be a problem. But it's a good size. I think it will hold most of the glasses or cans or bottles or whatever. It has a really good size, and it has an additional um, flat surface where you can put some like something like peanuts or whatever you want, some small snack, something like that. This is really convenient. This is a good thing, and you can see 4.6 stars at least for the Intex Pure Spa. It has a perfect fit. I mean, for the spa, this thing here. And finally, my last thing, maybe there are other things, but the last thing which I have been thinking about is a replacement filter. Of course, you don't have to replace them all the time, but if you are thinking about using this inflatable spa for half a year, or even more, maybe finally you will come to the point where you have to replace it. Of course, it's not $72. I think this is a thing for a big pool. For the spa, I haven't found it right away. Maybe I'll check. Hold on. Yeah, here we have the thing which you probably will need. For cartridges, you actually need two, so it you can exchange them 2 times, and it costs yeah, a total price of $20. So each replacement will cost you $10 only. So yeah, that's a good thing. I mean, but as long as you keep them clean and maintain them, and so I think usually they should last for quite a while. um as I mean, yeah, heavy it's heavy duty Dacron paper. I think this is the same as normal filters for big pools. So for my pool, they lasted 2 or 3 years with a good maintenance. So yeah, that's not a lot of money, but it's still money. You still have to think about that. And so when we recap everything, I mean, you see almost $30. This, then we are at 40, we are at 50 or 60, 70, 90, one, yeah, maybe 120, 130, 140. Yeah, that was the other thing. 160. Yeah, I haven't been calculating. I mean, you have always a choice, a little bit more expensive or more cheap. So, but yeah, you easily come to $150 extra, and the chemicals. Uh, yeah, and some of these things you have to always buy over time, like filters and the chemicals and such things. So, I mean, it's not the price what you pay for the news bar. I mean, $370, but it's still some extra money. You have to think about that, so that you end up, instead of $370, that you maybe within a couple of months you end up at $500. And there's also the cost for electricity, which is maybe around $50 a month if you heat it up often. If you don't heat it up often, it will be much cheaper, because the pump doesn't need much electricity. But if you heat it up every day and you're in an area which is cool, then yeah, it can use. I mean, my guess is it will be between 10 and 15 cents per hour, which where it's running. So if you have, yeah, one day, maybe, yeah, usually pools, or you run a pool pump between 8 and 10 hours. So I'm doing the same thing here with this thing. So it can easily be maybe 150 or $2 a day, and you can easily end up with $50 extra cost a month. This is another thing you have to think about. So anyway, I mean, there is extra cost to think about. It's not only the 374 or whatever. I mean, there are other pools, there are other spas. You see here, there are other options. They start around 300, go up to 1,300, even for an inflatable. But I think that's around the maximum which you can see, which you can find. Yeah. So, but yeah, one last thing I wanted to uh, let you know. This is regarding the Intex. Intex is one of the biggest or largest manufacturers for pools anyway, and inflatable spas. And I think it's a good thing if you buy Intex. I'm not affiliated in any kind with Intex, but I mean, it's a huge brand. It's not a no name, like it's a real brand. I think they have even a big part of the company in US. If you need support, they will probably be able to help you better than maybe something which comes directly from China, and they don't have anything here in US. And for me, the biggest thing is all the accessories which they have for Intex, like the cup holders, the headrest, or the seat, or so many things, or the light. And you will know that these things fit. So if you or another brand like this Coleman and Geoplus or whatever. Most of these brands, they just sell the spa itself and nothing else. So you have to be aware of that. A lot of people then go back to, when they buy something like this, like Coleman or Go Plus or Salu Spa or whatever, when they find out that they need something like this, they go back to Intex and buy these, and usually it will fit, because all the rims are really similar, but they are not absolutely the same, and some will fit. For some it will fit better, for some it won't fit at all. So I think it's a good thing to stick with Intex, and they have a good price, and the products are working good. But of course, when you want something really luxury, then probably you have to buy something else. I don't know why this is so expensive, but I guess it will have much, maybe it's bigger, maybe it has much more functionality regarding timer and so on. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I have some wishes. I mean, some things are could be definitely optimized regarding the control panel, and I would like to have this timer, better light, and yes, a couple of things more. And you can, I'm pretty sure other manufacturers provide such things, but probably this is mostly standard what you get here, and you will probably get similar thing from other manufacturers. So I'm now using this thing for since about, yeah, can't remember, 2 months or so. I'm still pretty happy, but I just wanted to let you know there is additional cost, and I hope I was able to help you a little bit with that. If you have any questions or comments, just write to the comment section below. I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.